Hey guys, decided to do a quick Raw review before I had to go to work. Um, so Raw last night was okay at best. I mean, it didn't really have a whole lot going on. Um, I mean, we started off the night. We had R-Truth come out and celebrate, and then we see John J-Mo come out and basically try to sucker Truth into a match. Uh, then we see R-Truth lose the match, which I think is ridiculous because from what Brian was speaking to me, there's a lot of backstage heat uh, between Vince and John Morrison because a couple of years ago, when they did that storyline where Batista forced Melina to force himself onto Melina. Uh, there was an actual thing where Morrison actually did happen out off camera, and pretty much basically, um, Vince didn't like that because we all know Vince is kind of confrontational. But I don't see why would they allow Why would they allow something like that to happen? Because I mean, R-Truth was definitely getting his push. Yeah, I think that they wanted to give him a heel run because there's too many faces in the WWE right now, and there's not enough heels. But I think that it was a very poor choice in what WWE is doing right now and dropping R-Truth from the main event at Extreme Rules. The plus side of it is that we're gonna see Miz. I mean, we're gonna see John Morrison get his hands on the Miz, and we've really wanted that since like early this year when they dropped him after like only a week of being a number one contender or 2 weeks of being number one contender after TLC last December. Then we kind of see Raw kind of slowly digress and progress on. We see the beatdown of R-Truth on John Morrison by R-Truth. You see him smoking a cig. You see him basically sitting there, and he's like, you did this, John. You did this, and just really selling the heel. I mean, we know that R-Truth can sell a heel very well. You hear the a lady in the crowd. Think of the fans. Think of the kids. Somebody think about the kids. When he's sitting there smoking a cigarette, and I honestly thought that maybe that person might have thought that he was gonna burn Morrison with the cigarette. And I thought that would have probably been kind of okay. I mean to do, but with the PG being the way it is nowadays, uh, then we really saw, like I said, we saw Raw really start to a slow. Um, we've seen a lot of backstage segments. We've seen the Bellas. We've seen the Eve Torres match with Bella, Brie Bella, I think it was. Yeah, or Nikki Bella. It was one of them. It was one of the Bellas. Uh, we kind of got robbed on the Sin Cara match. The reason why I say we kind of got robbed is because I knew as soon as I saw the Miz come out with A-Rai, I automatically knew that there's something was going to happen where it was going to become like a tag match. The reason why I say we got robbed was because Sin Cara barely was in the match. I mean, Cena was in the match for like 3/4 of it, and well, pretty much all of it. I mean, they even went to a commercial break, and Cena was still in the ring when they came back. So I think we kind of got screwed out of seeing a really good match from Sin Cara. I mean, even though Sin Cara did do some great spots where he did the arm drag, he arm dragged, and then he did like a double head scissor takeover on A-Rai and the Miz. But I want to see Sin Cara more of a singles competitor and not in tag matches, because I mean WWE is lacking in the tag teams. But I mean, if you're gonna put him in a tag team with somebody, I would see maybe putting him in a tag team with like Rey Mysterio, or Primo, or maybe somebody who could actually so a really fast paced tag team, maybe like Daniel Bryan or something. I mean, tag team wrestling isn't really what it used to be back in the day. Even a couple of years ago, I mean, up until like late '08, there was some good tag teams still. So I mean, uh, then we see another like 5 to 10 minute spot filler with Michael Cole and that whole crowning thing. Well, I mean, what was that? I mean, Sir Michael Cole, come on. At that point, I was expecting maybe William Regal to come out and maybe just sucker punch him or something. You know, I mean, power of the punch with the brass knucks. At least that would have been enjoyable to watch. Then we see him. Then we see the ankle lock, uh, as I call it, ankle lock, not the angle lock. Uh, and basically, we see JR forced to kiss Michael Cole's ugly looking toe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people had this said that Raw sucked last night. People on Facebook, Twitter, my cousins, my my uncles, they all said Raw really was bad last night. So I don't know what's going on. Currently, right now, I mean, WWE, the way that they're going, I mean, we have to wait until WrestleMania 28 to see The Rock and Cena. Um, and it'd be actually, kind of funny. We wait all this year, and then like we wait a year, and then what happens if like someone gets injured, or The Rock's in the middle of shooting a movie and he can't wrestle? We get screwed out of seeing Cena and The Rock. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but I mean, last night Raw was okay. I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot to talk about. You had Dolph Ziggler, the new Dolph Ziggler's new look. He looks decent. I mean, he looks okay. I mean, the guy had bleach blonde platinum hair, and now he has black hair like I do. I mean, I don't know. We kind of see him get. We kind of see Evan Bourne basically job to him, uh, putting Ziggler over. We see CM Punk versus Randy Orton, which I think is probably second best match of the night, being the first best match of the night was the Sin Cara tag match. Um, like I said, there was a lot of video packages too, like the Edge package. Let me touch on that real quick. I didn't really get to see SmackDown last Friday because I was working, so that's why I didn't do a review with Brian. But I want to go and I want to thank Edge because I've always liked Edge, whether he was a heel or whether he was a good guy. I never really had anything bad to say about the guy. I mean, he was part of one of the successful tag teams of the '90s and of the 2000s. He was definitely worth watching. We've seen him grow up in front of our eyes to a man, multi-time WWE champion, European champion, Intercontinental champion, WCW United States champion. He was tag team champion with Christian. He was tag team champions with, I believe, Kurt Angle. He was tag team champs, I believe. I know he was for sure tag team champs with Hulk Hogan. I think he was also tag team champions with Rey Mysterio. I'm not really sure on that. Please don't quote me on that. But I mean, Edge's best success was his tag team with Edge and Christian, and it sucks that we're not gonna be able to get to see Edge and Christian anymore. It sucks that we're not even get to be able to hear the rated R superstar. It's gonna suck that we're not gonna be able to hear that, or even hear Tony Chimmel's overly pronouncing his name, superstar. I don't know. But thanks Edge. Thank you for the memories. I'm in a way I'm kind of upset, but I'm actually pretty happy that I was actually there in Bridgeport for him to not make his announcement. The last time I was at a wrestling event that anything really huge happened was back. I want to say April 29th, I believe, or 26th, I believe it was, or 27th. 1999 Raw at the Hartford Civic Center when The Undertaker abducted Stephanie and put her on the cross and they had the dark wedding. I think that was like the last big thing I saw at crucial key milestone or whatever you want to call it. But so guys, this has actually been my Raw review. I mean, I'm sorry that it wasn't thorough. I wanted to get something out there for you guys. I wanted you guys to hear my thoughts on Raw and what I thought of it. Again, it really wasn't all that great. I'm sorry that I have the camera pointing up to that hideous piece of drywall up there. Still in the middle of renovating and fixing up my bedroom and stuff like that. So, guys, thank you for watching. Please stay tuned. Also, tonight when I get home on F and True Entertainment, please subscribe. I will be uploading a Scream 4 movie review, the very first one for F and True Entertainment. I saw it yesterday. It was epic. So I will give you guys my thoughts on that later on tonight when I get home from work.